Welcome students. Let's study chapter 7 Human Environment, Settlement, Transport and Communication of Geography. Early human being depended entirely on nature for food, clothing and shelter. But as society progressed, human learned the art of building homes, growing food and developing means of transport. Settlements are where people live, and settlements could be temporary, as for hunter gatherers, or permanent, as in for farmers or office and factory workers. Different mode of transport over land, water and air help people travel all over the world easily and quickly. Mass media and communication systems such as television, satellite and internet give us the power to communicate, think with anyone, anywhere and anytime. This has really made the world a smaller place because more people are now connected than ever before. Settlements are places where people live and build their homes. Early humans depended on nature for shelter, but as agriculture came into existence, there was a need for a permanent shelter near the crops. So villages, towns and cities started growing around areas where there was a water and fertile land for agriculture. As human trade and society progressed, settlements grew into civilizations that existed mostly on the river banks, like Indus Valley on Indus River, Harappa on Ravi, Egyptian on Nile River, Mesopotamian on Tigris. Settlements are of two types: temporary or permanent, and in permanent, rural or urban. Settlements that are occupied for a short time are temporary settlements. Examples of temporary settlements are deep forest, hot and cold deserts, mountains, etc. People living in such temporary settlements practice hunting, gathering, shifting, cultivation and transhumance. In permanent settlements, people build homes to live in. Most of the settlements these days are permanent settlements. Now the next is rural settlement, and these comprise of the villages where the people are engaged in agriculture and allied activities. These are also of two types. First are closely built area of dwelling whenever flat land is available, called compact settlement. And scatter settlements are spaced over an extensive area. This type of settlement is mostly found in hilly areas, thick forest and areas of extreme climate. Now students, the houses are built in rural areas depending on the environment. For example, in regions of heavy rainfall, the houses have slanting roofs. Houses are constructed on a raised platform or on stilt, where water logging or accumulation takes place during rains. Areas of hot climate houses have thick mud walled houses with thatched roof. Materials available locally like stones, mud, etc. are used to construct houses. Now the next topic is urban settlement. These includes towns and cities. Towns are small whereas cities are big. The people in the urban areas are engaged in manufacturing, trading and services. Transportation. Transportation is the means by which people and goods move. In the earlier days, people used to walk or use animals as a means of transportation. These were very time consuming. The invention of the wheel made transportation easier and faster. Even today, some people use animals for transport though many advanced means of transportation have developed. There are four ways of transportation: roadways, railways, airways, and waterways. First, let's study about the roadways. These are the most commonly used means of transport, especially for short distance travel. Roads may be metalled or unmetalled. There is a dense network of roads in the plains. Roads can be built in deserts, high mountains, and forests too. Roads built underground are called subways or underpaths. Flyovers are built over raised structures. Now, the next is railways. The invention of the steam engine and industrial revolution helped in the quick development of rail transport. They are economical and faster. Steam engines have been replaced by diesel and electrical engines. At some places, superfast trains have been developed to make the journey faster. Railway network is well developed in plain areas. It is present in hilly terrain too, but not as much as in the plain areas. The Indian railway network is well developed. Waterways. Since early days, waterways were used as a means of transportation. These are the cheapest means for carrying heavy and bulky goods over long distances. These are of two types. First is inland waterways. Navigable rivers and lakes are used as inland waterways. The Great Lakes in North America, the Ganga Brahmaputra river system, and the river Nile in Africa are some of the important inland waterways. Second is sea routes. Now, these are the oceanic routes and used for transporting goods from one country to another. These routes are connected with the ports. Since these are used for international transport, the safety from the attacks from other countries using sea routes is very crucial. Some of the important ports in Asia are Mumbai and Singapore, New York, Los Angeles in North America, Rio de Janeiro in South America, and Sydney in Australia. Airways. Now, this is the fastest means of transport developed in the early 20th century. Before this was developed, trade was carried on using the land or the sea route. It used to take several months to reach India for the early traders from other countries. Now it takes only 6 or 8 hours to travel from India to Europe. It is the most expensive mode due to the high cost of fuels. It is vulnerable to bad weather like fog and storms. It is the only mode to reach even the most distant and remote locations which do not have a road or rail network. Helicopters are extremely used for reaching the most inaccessible areas and also for rescue operations and delivering supplies like food, water, clothes, and other essential items to areas that are hit by calamities. Delhi, Mumbai, Frankfurt, Paris, London, New York, and Cairo are some of the important airports. Now, communication. Communication is the process of conveying messages to others. New and very fast means of communication have been developed by human beings. This advancement has brought about information revolution in the world. Communication serves the twin purposes of educating and entertaining. Newspapers, radio, and televisions are used to communicate to a large number of people Hence, these are called mass media, as we have already learned in understanding media. Satellites have expedited communication. They have helped in oil exploration, survey of forest, underground water, minerals, wealth, weather forecast, and disaster warming. Now we can send electronic mails through the internet. We have gone beyond the wired means of communication to wireless means such as cellular phones. These can be used to talk, send messages, share pictures, and a lot more. Internet has made our life very comfortable. All our requirements, right from essential things like ordering groceries, paying bills, to recreational needs like booking movie, rail or train tickets, hotel reservations, etc., can be done with the click of the mouse. Standing in long queues in a thing of the past, we are able to save a lot of time due to this. The term social media is an inseparable part of our lives today, expressing our opinions on important developments in politics, economy, society, etc. through Facebook, Twitter, etc. has become an everyday affair for many of us. This also helps in building solidarity among like-minded people regarding issues that concern the society at large. So student, we have completed our chapter. Here with this, have a nice day. Thank you.